Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy, Young Black. Um, know I ain't made a video in a minute. I kind of been under the weather. I don't know if y'all know. Your boy got a lot of health issues going on right now, so I ain't really been doing much working or anything lately. I've been kind of house ridden and bed ridden. I got some type of skin condition going on, so y'all pray for me out there. You know, I'm going through it right now with a lot of different medical issues and shit like that. But it happens to me every like couple years, like every once or twice a year. For some reason, I just go through this skin issue. They classified me with it like a year or two ago, but besides all that depressing shit, you know, I'm really uncomfortable right now, but I'm still trying to push out some of these videos for you guys regardless. Your boy is dedicated to getting his voice out there for his games, well, for gaming in general, for gamers in general. Last couple days I've been playing a lot of Far Cry 3. Now I know this is kind of late, but I'm not a bandwagon type of guy. Or with certain games I am, but not with every game. You know what I mean? But I might buy a game even when it first comes out and everybody's playing and talking about how good it is and the reviews come out. And I read all the reviews and I pay attention to how everybody's saying it's a quality game and the game is really, really good and all that type of stuff. But I bought mine and I just had it in the plastic and I recently just opened it and said, hey, I had just got finished beating Batman Arkham City Armored Edition for the Wii U. I beat that just because it was another chance to play that game over again. Even though it's not as good as it is on the PS3 or the Xbox 360, it's still worth playing to me because it's still Batman. But I gotta admit, everybody was 100% right. A lot of these games be overhyped, but I really do like this. I was a big fan of Far Cry 2, but not exactly just for the gameplay, but for the open world, and I love the physics in Far Cry games. I love how they go so hard to make fire react like fire, and the explosions actually blow up huts and houses and anything that's wood like trees or a house you're in will really catch on. I love those type of physics in a game. Um, Not like Battlefield where it's like, oh, you throw a grenade at a wall and the wall blows up, because it's like nothing can be used as cover. So you're playing the game in Battlefield 3 or something like that, and then the wall, nothing can be used as cover because everything is destructible. So you go to take cover behind a wall, and they might not be able to shoot you, but with certain type of guns they can. But they can throw a grenade that you don't even know is there and blow up the wall, and you die instantly. So some of those features I think are good in games, but some of them is too close to reality that it takes the fun out of it being a game. This game does an awesome job with making you feel like the physics in this game is real. Like you're really throwing a grenade or a Molotov cocktail, and like you can really plot out something. Like a guy might run into a wood cabin, like a wooden hut, because it's in like I don't know if the game takes place in Brazil, but it's somewhere in South America. But like if a guy runs into cover into like a wooden hut or like a wooden house, and you have a Molotov cocktail, you can think strategy wise and throw the Molotov cocktail out the house and burn up him or everybody else that's inside, or send them scattering. Or if there's a barrel next to a house, like a gasoline barrel, you can shoot a barrel and the barrel will go up in flames. Anything that's close enough to it will go up in flames, including trees, bushes, the grass, everything, which is very realistic, which I always loved about Far Cry 2. It's also done very well in Far Cry 3. Now, what this game does a lot better than the previous one that was extremely popular to some people is character development. I like the way the game starts. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, even though if you're interested in this game, you probably on YouTube it to death or went out and bought it by now. But I'm just going to say that the main character is not a ex-soldier or a mercenary like in the last game or anything like that. He's a regular dude. You know what I mean? And something very tragic happens to him and his friends and family while they're away. Well, I'm kind of giving away spoilers, so spoiler alert, but who cares? You guys probably know everything about this game anyway. Um, and while they're on, like, getaway, vacation, or whatever, they get kidnapped, and they're going to be sold off into the black market for slavery or what have you. Probably, I don't know if they're going to sell the guys for slavery, probably the females, not to be sexist, but we all know why. They do that a lot in foreign countries like Asia and Europe. A lot of stuff like that happens in Mexico. They kidnap females and males too for slavery, but I'm not exactly sure what they do with the males. I hope not the same thing, but whatever. That's a topic for another day that we won't even probably ever have. But they get caught up in a slave chain, basically, a group of guys who are kidnapping people to sell into slavery, and they're deep into drug trafficking, and they just came to basically have a vacation. Only thing I didn't like the way about when the game started, they didn't exactly show you how they got kidnapped. They showed them partying and skydiving out planes and all of this crazy shit, having a grand old time in clubs and bars, you know, acting like average 25 to 30-year olds. You know, they're young people, my age, you guys' ages probably, and it was just the way they went from hot to cold so fast. I felt like one minute they're having fun, next minute it felt like they did a bunch of scenes rushed to you as like a flashback, and then it goes into the present. You're in a cage with your brother, and you're escaping, and he's ex-military, so he has all these military skills, which don't really help him because he ends up getting killed before you can escape, and then you end up escaping, and you meet up with a dude who's part of a militia. Well, they're basically a militia, but they're like an organization kind of like tribal warrior people. You know what I mean? But they're kind of a militia against the arms dealer, traffic, enslaver guys. They're against them. Okay, so you end up joining them because some of your friends are still alive. You escaped, you know your brother's dead, but there's still more of your friends that are still captured and being ransomed off. They're trying to ransom your parents that are in the United States, all this type of stuff. So when the game starts, you play as Jason Brody. He's not, like I said, a mercenary or ex-military or nothing like that. He's just the average kid, fresh out of college, looking for a good job and can't find anything, so he decides to go on vacation with his friends. What the hell, to clear his head and to have a good time and not stress out too much, right? Boom. So when you join the militia, he hasn't even shot a person yet. He has never used a gun or anything like that. And I thought that was very intriguing how they decided to put that into the game, because most of these games you go in and the character you play as is like Rambo. He doesn't think twice about pulling a trigger. He just lays shit down, you know. But this game had a psychological process to it, you know, where it was like, okay, he's gonna shoot somebody. He's never shot anybody before. He talks about it, and it was not only a character but like an emotional transformation in the character. And I also love the way, like when you start the game off, it has like a level up. Well, through the whole entire game, it has like a leveling up system where you basically choose perks and things like that. But I like the way it's not like you have to be level 1, level 2, level 3. It goes by the story. By depending on how far you are in the game, it's like Jason becomes more comfortable and used to what he's doing, so he acquires more skills that are available to him. So like say he's using a pistol, or just, you know, using weapons in general throughout the game. Eventually, he'll have an option to be able to reload his gun a little faster, or be able to run and reload because he's more used to using the weapons as the story's going on. He's using them. He's getting more used to using the weapons, so he has a lot more options to what he can do, which I thought was very good for character evolution in the game. Instead of you just having level 1, level 2, level 3, you know, that kind of gets boring after a while. A lot of games use that system. I'm glad this game didn't. I'm glad it used a progressive story to level up the character, because it felt more natural to me. It felt like the character was a person that was evolving according to his situation. You know what I mean? Like if you go to train in martial arts, the more you train, the more adequate and better you get at it. You get used to it. The same way, like if you start off doing push-ups, you do sets of 10, then after like maybe 4 or 5 months of doing sets of 10, your body gets so used to doing sets of 10, it's not doing anything. Got to go up, sets 20 now. You know what I mean? So the character evolution is really, really good. And the acting in this game, oh my God, the Ubisoft, they outdid themselves with the acting. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed by the characters because they try to make the characters so real that it's like, who is this guy? What is his backstory? What is his life? Like, you just want to know more about the characters. They're so extreme and off the chain. It's like, wow, what the hell is this guy? Why is he like this? And they go into that. Like the guy on the cover of the box, that's why they put him there. His name is Voss. He deserves to be on the cover. He is probably one of the craziest and intriguing and psychotic villains I've seen in a video game in a long time. I compare him a lot to the Joker from Batman, just because his insanity is just is ravenous. Like his insanity is so crazy that it's unfathomable. It's like as soon as he comes in the room, you probably would die of a heart attack because you know he's so ferocious as a villain. You don't know, he's unpredictable. You don't know what he's gonna do, and that right there, and to be a bad guy is half the battle. Predictability. If you can put fear into your enemy without even doing anything, just off name and reputation alone, that's half the battle to be a villain or any type of thug or whatever you want to be. Your namesake should carry weight. And I felt that in this game with this character. Like they really went in deep into making the character a dark and evil and colluded person. Like you could tell something dramatic or something bad really happened to him. And he talks about it a little bit, but the way he rages about it so much, it's like his story didn't come across. Like I heard him talking about it, but the way he was raging, you just really feel his rage, you know, which it came off like, oh my God, these guys are in a bad situation with this guy at the helm and with a gun in his hand. Okay, you really feel the emotional tension and the drama of the game. And well, even though the game has very good adequate stuff, the weapons are awesome too. They also, you can buy weapons from these automated stores that are in like locations that you can take over and in shanty towns that you discover. And there also are regular stores with people behind counters that sell guns too, which I also thought was good. Just because you have these towns, why not have a place to sell guns? You know, not just have to buy guns from these, basically the soda machine with guns in it. You know, which didn't feel too realistic, but I can understand why they put that there, just to give you more of an option to, you know, make it easier for you to be able to acquire your new weapons without having to go to a town every time. You know, so every time you unlock like a safe house or something, there's a machine there where you can basically purchase weapons and ammo and grenades and all that type of stuff. So I understood that, and you can level up the weapons and add attachments to the weapons. And another thing that was awesome too is that, say you have a pocket full of money, you could actually just buy a weapon flat out if you had the money. But if I noticed that I used to be like, damn, I want to get this gun and I don't have enough money for it, and then I do a couple missions and I get the gun for free. So as you play the game, you're going to get all the weapons because he's going to discover them and be able to acquire them free, or you can purchase them flat out. And most of the weapons have upgrades, and you can even buy color schemes for the guns, which I didn't really play with too much. I don't want an orange or a red or a yellow gun. I'm not into that. I like my gun to be just black. That'd be realistic. You know, I'm not gonna. Who runs around in the jungle with a red gun? You know, I mean, it stands out like freaking retarded. Like I wouldn't do that. But just the fact that it gives you that customability, blah, is good because some people like that. The more customizable a game is today, is the better, is the best to me. The more you can change the game to your own liking, the better. What else can I talk about? Oh, there's also, which kind of was a little irritating to me, but I liked it after a while because it actually added more gameplay into it. Was the ammo pouches and all that stuff. Like, say you start off with a weapon, you only can carry a certain amount of ammo, and then you have to actually go out into the woods or the wilderness and hunt certain animals for like their skins, and you use their skins to make bigger ammo pouches or to be able to hold more grenades or be able to hold more arrows. And you have to go all over the continent, all over the place to find different types of animals to do this. Even sharks. Like, I was like, damn, how the hell am I going to get a shark? Sharks are probably one of the hardest things in this game to kill, besides like leopards and bears and that type of stuff, you know, bigger animals that are more ferocious, because they're in the water, which means you're in their habitat. When you're fighting a bear, at least you could run. You have an advantage. Your feet work, his feet work, you could run. A shark has the advantage in water. You can't swim like a shark. So when you're in the water, a shark just starts nipping you from all sides. It's just flying past you like a ninja in those animes, just mad quick, nipping you as it goes by. And then once you finally get face to face with it, it'll attack you and bite onto you and try to latch onto your arm. And then you can fight it away and start stabbing it and stuff like that and get more of a combat thing. Or, like what I did, I got lucky and went down to a beach and there was sharks that were close onto the shore, and I shot them at the shore of the water, and I got my shark skin that way. You know, but just the fact that they had that type of level up system, I thought was really intriguing. And added a lot of gameplay to the game. It didn't feel added on. At first, I got a little irritated with it. I felt like, do I really have to do this? It feels like I just want to have my gun, be able to carry the most ammo I can, and just keep going. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. But then as I started doing it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Hunting the animals. You also could use a camera to zoom in to plot out stuff, and when you zoom in with the camera, it'll put symbols over their head that means different things, um, stuff like that. Also, when you go to camps some of the times for the bad guys, the enemies, the pirates, as they're called, vastest people, they're dressed in red. They also have like animals sometimes in cages. I don't know why. Maybe they're going to sell them on the black market or slaughter them for skin. But they might capture an animal and it'll be in a cage at their base. And say you're like on top of a cliff viewing down with like binoculars trying to scope out or plan your route of attack. You can actually take a sniper rifle out, shoot the cage door open, and the animal will get loose and start killing everybody in the freaking campsite before you even get down there. You know, which I thought was freaking awesome. So now you have a distraction going, which is actually helping you kill off enemies, right? But if you get too close, it will kill you too. And 9 times out of 10, even though it'll kill off a lot of enemies and help you out a lot, there's still a lot of guys out there with guns, and before long, they're going to gun down the animal, most of the time, depending on how many people is in the camp. But I thought that was very intriguing. They also have hang gliders. So you get on top of a cliff, you can actually hang glide to a location, which I thought was a little weird. Who the hell leaves random hang gliders around? You know, but the game, it was so fun, you stop thinking about it. You know what I mean? You stop thinking about it. One of my only gripes with this game, which I don't know if it would be the same gripe with the 360, it has a lot of graphical tearing. Like when you move left and right, the screen graphically tears horribly. I don't know. It probably doesn't do that with the 360 version though, because I hear a lot of people saying that graphical tearing is mostly a PS3 issue now. The 360 supports, I think it's DirectX that it makes the PS3 have a lot of graphical tearing. The games that use DirectX. The Xbox 360 basically has that down now. So I might even buy this over again for the 360 just to see. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'll find a way to get me a free copy through my channels and see if I can compare it and maybe do a video for you guys. I'm about to buy what you call things a PVR soon, so I can make gameplay videos for you guys. So that's going to happen this year. I'm hoping to have to do that. So even if you don't see my face, you'll be able to see me playing some games with some commentary going on behind it. You know, but besides the graphical tearing, which is not game breaking, it gets annoying from time to time. The game is perfect. The cars run very realistically. When the sound effects are beautiful. When you drive a car over a bridge, you almost can hear the wood or the metal or whatever you're running over. It also has like these towers that they use as plot points because the map is so big that only certain areas in the map are lit up until you get to a radio tower, climb to the top, and open a box and get the GPS chip or whatever that is out of it, turn it on, and then it'll load up more space onto the map so you can see more. And as you start saving your friends in this game also, you notice that the character is really deeply invested in these people. Like, he's really going hard to help these people. You know, and the camera gets so close up to their face, it feels so realistic. Their facial expressions are done so well in this game, graphically. They just covered a lot of bases in this game, and you can tell that somebody put a lot of time and effort. You know, this Ubisoft, they put a lot of time and effort into this game. What else can I tell you about it? Also, as you level up, remember I told you about the skills and the perks that you accumulate as the character progresses through the story, and you can choose different things that he can do. He also develops a tattoo on his arm because the group that he joins, these tribal warrior guys that he joins, they're tattooed. Not because by choice, it's part of their culture, their heritage. They're a warrior tribe. So he joins the tribe initially, and they start tattooing him. But the tattoo that you get is according to what perks you choose through the story. So as you choose new perks, you'll see the character look down at his arm, and he'll see the tattoos that he has according to what perks that he has. Like if you a sneaky character, you might get a leopard or a spider tattoo type of a thing. But make sure, if I had to rate this game from a 1 to 10, I would say this game is easily it's a 9.0. I gotta give it that. I was gonna say 8.5, but no, this is a 9.0 game easily, just for the hours and the sheer factor of how much stuff and how much gameplay this game has. This game is easily a 9.0. And if you're ever thinking about buying this, or if you're a late shopper or a late game player like me, even playing something else, and you've been thinking about picking this up as one of your next titles to main in, I really suggest picking this up if you're a first-person fan who's deep into storylines also. Real gamers stand up. I'm still working on, hopefully I'm going to break open Zombie U today and maybe get a review up for you guys by tomorrow. But real gamers stand up and holla at your boy and pray for me to feel better, guys.